I've been really lucky over the past couple of years to be able to have chats with people from all different backgrounds, all different levels of financial status, and different lines of work. And the more and more people that I speak to, the more people I see that believe that the world as a whole is a negative place. The world as a whole is in decline, and there's no opportunities left. Even if you go on YouTube, you will see this. People saying that the UK is in decline, the West is in decline. There's fears about this, you'll never be able to afford a house, there's no good jobs anymore. And whilst there are a lot of problems in our modern world, I might be an outlier because I refuse to believe that the world is finished, that the West is finished, that there's no opportunities here in the UK. Now, at the same time, I actually believe that I'm a quite level-headed person. I am not going to say that we don't have problems here in this part of the world or in the world as a whole. At the same time, I feel like a lot of people believe in concepts that take power away from their potential. And this is why I don't believe in it, right? I refuse to believe in something which is going to limit my potential based on ideology. Like I say, I've been able to speak to people from all different backgrounds, all different levels of financial success, and the ones that I see who have a negative worldview the most are those who have not achieved or are not achieving what they want to see. You speak to people who have a good job, people who have money in the bank, people who have, and they say it's incredibly easy in the world. They talk about the fact that you can still buy relatively cheap property. They talk about the fact that you can still get reasonably well-paying jobs, even with no skills. They talk about the affordability of life. And we've discussed all these concepts at length before on this YouTube channel. I think you speak to the other side of people, and the opposite is true. I think there's a large amount of survivorship bias on both sides. But I feel like when we take all of the responsibilities of success in life off of ourselves and look at them in a broader world perspective, we do often tend to absolve ourselves of all guilt. So let me give you one example. I could say, I've not found a job. Obviously, I have a job, but let's just say if I was somebody else, I've not found a job because the jobs market is tough. I've not found a job because the world is in decline. I've not found a job because society doesn't want to hire people like me. Or I could say, I've not found a job. Yes, the jobs market is tough. Yes, this and that. But I've not found a job because I've not upskilled myself. I've not found a job because I've not applied. Unfortunately, I'm not saying it's correct, but I've not applied for 400, 500 applications. Is that too much for a basic job? Yeah. But it's two different ways of viewing the world. Then we move on to concepts like dating, right? I know so many guys who think dating's incredibly hard. Dating's difficult. You'll never find good girls. In the last week, have had 3 girls who have approached me in real life and asked me to give them my contact details 3 times in the last week. And of course, there's going to be certain factors that might be the case for that. At the same time, though, it's a belief thing, right? So I could have said, oh, the world's negative. And all of this, in terms of ideology, definitely plays into the moves that you make in life. So if I said, and if I came out with the approach that getting a job is incredibly easy, I'd be a lot more inclined to look for more jobs. I'd be a lot more inclined to upskill, to travel, to all of these different things. If I said dating is incredibly easy, I'd be a lot more inclined to approach all these things with positivity and comfort. And some people will say, well, that's just basically looking in the face of a lie. To say that the world is all great is a lie. I am not saying that. I am completely aware of financial issues, societal issues, issues with a lot of guys having romantic connections, or even brotherhood and friendship. I have spoken about all of this on this channel here before extensively. I have got over 500 videos, and so many people only watch one of them and assume what all of my opinions are. That's a different point. No, what I'm saying here is, there's 2 camps of people. There's opportunists, and there's people who just wait, They just float along, they just cruise along, they just go with the waves of life. They're cruising along, they're floating in the sea, hoping that the tide brings them back in. They're cruising along the road with the headlights off at night, hoping that the road magically lights up for them. I'm not going to say that we don't have issues here. But why would I believe that we are completely finished? How is that going to affect my mindset? If I walk about saying, life is incredibly easy, even if it's tough, you know what happens, right? If I say life is easy if I do X, right? Life is easy if I work hard. Life is easy if I go out the house more. Life is easy if I go to the gym and become more healthy so I can be fitter. Life is easy if I can build an online business. You now give yourself a goal to make life easier. And like I say, so many people are riding these waves of bad news. Oh, economic downturn. Oh, jobs market insecurity. Oh, companies laying people off. And I've made videos talking about why these are all terrible things and why this is all negative and why this is all important to acknowledge. But at the same time, people get rich in a recession. Lots of people make millions, if not billions, in a recession. People find ways of buying cheap property still. People find ways of being successful in making friends and romantic connections. Why would I give myself such a limiting belief? Then people like to make this argument of, well, the only opportunity for me is to move overseas. I am not going to say that there is not a certain demographic of people who would do better from living maybe in Eastern Europe, or maybe Asia, or maybe Africa. Or maybe even France, right? Maybe even Ireland. People will be better suited to different cultures, different experiences. But then we have this opportunity, and I hear this so much, especially from people in my age range. Well, life seems impossible. Life is impossible. I can never afford a property. Then you start to speak about this, right? The reality of it, and I use this statement ever so much, and people don't like it, but it's true. Beggars can't be choosers. This is a statement that I was told all of my years growing up. And what I mean by it is this. So many people in today's world do not want to take the challenge or the responsibilities of acceptance. Like I say, the reality of it is if you lower your standards, you can buy cheap houses. And people say, well, I don't want to live in... You can maybe do, renovations. You could create a rental property. You could do house flipping. And I'm not giving any kind of property advice. I'm just giving one example. Well, the stock market is priced out. Why not just get some cash, savings, and then if a stock market downturn does happen, could be an entry opportunity, right? Well, jobs are difficult. Well, how many have you applied for? What do you want to work in? Are you applying for the good roles? Now, jobs is a lot tougher than people like to make out. And as someone who applied for over 200 positions before even getting one, I understand this. At the same time, a lot of the other things I've spoken about are doable and relatively easy. Relatively easy. I'm not going to say it's easy, but I am going to say we need to have more positive discussions. And it's not about lying. It's not about telling lies. Anything that I've said in this video is not a lie as far as I am aware. To the best of my knowledge, I have not told a lie in this video. And what I mean by that is, I do believe that some of these things are very doable still, are very easy still. And even if they're not, why would I walk around with a belief that is limiting? I'll give you an example. I started a business around about a year or two ago. That business now makes me over £2,000 a month in profit. No, not revenue, profit. Spendable money. Spend it on what you want, invest it, whatever. I thought I was going to do okay with this YouTube channel. Now what have we got? I don't even know. 3,300 subscribers? That might sound like nothing, but it took however many videos, 100, 200 videos to even get 100 subscribers, let alone 1,000. I remember hitting 1,000, it wasn't long ago. Now the growth's like that. So and these are just real world examples that I have seen. Why would I have limited myself to believing this couldn't be done? That sounds ridiculously stupid if you say it like that, right? And like I say, just to tie this all back together, I am not implying or suggesting or saying that we don't have major problems in the world right now, but there's still a lot that we can do to improve our personal situations, and that's where I'm going to leave it.